Hello, my name is Sam. I'm from RoadieResource.com, and today we are going to solder a female XLR connector made by Neutrik. The first step is looking at the tools that we need. Today we're using, of course, a female Neutrik XLR connector, some electrical solder, a 25-watt soldering pen, a pair of scissors, a XLR cable, and a cable tester. The cable tester will be used to test the cable afterwards and also to hold the insert while I'm soldering it. Let's take apart our connector. We can do that by unscrewing the boot, popping out the clamp, and the insert. And that's the part with the pins. And of course we have our die-cast barrel here. First, before we forget, take the boot and slide it over the end of our cable, because if you don't do it now, you'll regret it later. And we'll take our insert, and I'm going to put this in my cable tester. Once again, this is just to hold it while I solder. You could of course also use a clamp or a vise, but I find this comes in handy. The next step is stripping our wire, which we're doing with just a pair of scissors, not even a wire stripper. Just using some tools that you may have around. Take the wire about a ½ inch or so, 3/4 of an inch from the end, and you want to cut around just the rubber on the end. Bend it that way, and then we'll bend it the other way, and then we'll cut it around there too, completing the cut all the way around the wire, but being careful not to cut any of the wires inside. And once we have a cut around that, we can just pull that off like that. You can see our ground here, wire is wrapped around the rest of the wires. Let's pull this off to the side. And we will twist it into one solid wire once we make sure we have all parts of it. Yep, okay. And I'll twist that into one wire. And we also have some twine in here as some filler, which I will get rid of. Okay, now we have our ground wire, the positive and the negative wire. I'm going to strip these two remaining wires simply by, once again, just cutting the plastic. And I'm actually going to trim this whole thing down a bit since it's a little long. There we go, that's better length. And now I will strip these, again, just by cutting off a little bit of the plastic on the ends. You have to be real careful with this. Of course, a wire stripper works too, but this works just as well. And we can bend the cable over and just pull off the insulation. Like so, and like so. And we have 3 cables stripped quickly and easily, just using a pair of scissors. And then we'll twist those leads together to keep them all together. And next we will tin these wires, which simply means to apply some solder to the ends. So I'll melt some solder on here. And there's 1. And there's 2. And there's 3. And as you can see, there's a little bit too much there. But there we go. As you can see, we have solder on the ends of all of our 3 leads now, the ground, the positive, and the negative. Next, let's fill the pins with solder. And what I mean by that is our pins on the female XLR connector here have these little cups, and I'll take those and fill them up with solder. And I'll do that by heating up the cup and melting some solder in. And we'll do the same with that pin. And we'll do the same over here. And it really doesn't matter what order you do this. Alright. Next, we have our cups filled with solder, and we have our ends tinned. Now it's time to connect them. The ground wire, the bare wire, connects to pin number 1, which in the case of the female connector here is over on the left hand side, pin number 2 is over on the right, and pin number 3 is on the bottom. So I will attach this simply by heating up the solder that I just put in the cup and melting it together with the ground wire. Get in there, and there we go. And just hold that real still till it solidifies. There's our ground wire. Next is our positive. The red wire goes to pin number 2. Once again, just heating up that solder that we put in the cup and putting the wire in like that and holding still till it solidifies. There's pin number 2, and finally pin number 3 on the bottom, the blue wire. Once again, just repeating the same process of melting that solder and putting in the wire. And we're done. Let's have a look at this. We have the ground wire going to pin number 1, the positive wire, the red wire, going to pin number 2, and the negative wire, the blue wire, going to pin number 3. Let's assemble this cable. We can put on the clamp, attach that around the end, and slide that up. Take your barrel and slide that over. Make sure you get the clip here at the top, or twist around till it fits, and slide it over the clamp, and then slide up the boot, twisting that on like so, and we're done. Let's test it out. I'll put that end into our cable tester, and I'll take the other end here and put this into the cable tester, and we'll turn it on. Make sure there's not any faults. Good, it works. So there's a quick tutorial on how to solder a female Neutrik XLR connector. I'm Sam from RoadieResource.com.